look, losing isn't fun.
Is losing fun?
No.
So stop losing. Hey guys, I'm Gwen. I finished ranked 8th on the Ranked Trios playtest last week, and I have a lot of other experience with MOBAs like Battle Right and League. So, if you want to see more victory screens, nice, good game, then follow these 5 tips that I got for you. Cooldowns are extremely important. It's what makes either someone very threatening if they have all their abilities available to them, or it makes them vulnerable when their abilities are on cooldown. And making sure you capitalize on both of those windows is what's going to make you more successful. Now, if you haven't already done this, I would recommend playing every character at least once and reading their abilities. You need to know, at least at a basic level, how each character's kit works. For example, if you don't know that Anna gets a space reset off of hitting her Q, that is a huge amount of information you're going to be missing that when you're fighting Anna, you're going to die, probably. Which brings us to the 2 points that I have on the screen here. Who are you fighting and what are their threats? When you know each character's kit, you know how you need to play against them, and then you can capitalize when certain abilities are on cooldown. Let's check out the clip to see the example. Alright, now in this clip, it's me on Froggy and my teammate on Skinny. We're trying to approach a Kitsu and a Zook, and I know from my experience that Zook's E, his ultimate, is his biggest threat to me when I'm playing Froggy. So, we're sizing him up. Here's what happens.
Wait, he has no ult? Wait, do you trust me?
Wait, he has no ult? Do you trust me, Wallaby? So as soon as that ult's down, I know that the largest threat Zook has to me is now off the table for what? I don't know, 8+ seconds? Doesn't matter. Plenty of time for Froggy to do his thing.
Oh, great googly moogly.
I-frame to dodge the Kitsu ult.
Oh, great heavens. Oh, no.
And that's a victory screen. So not all terrain is created equally, right? Some terrain favors certain fighters and some terrain favors other fighters. So when we know everybody's kit, like we just now mentioned in the cooldown section, we can then use that to assess who is going to be strong in this area and who's going to be strong in this area. So when we're squaring up to fight someone, we want to think what's advantageous to us and what's disadvantageous to them, and then we want to try to fight them on our own terms. So at a very high level, your range characters obviously want a lot of open space. They don't want to be snuck up on. They don't want to get in close quarters. So then, of course, your melees and assassin characters, they want to be as close combat as possible, like the Arena Ruins, for example. If an assassin doesn't have to use a movement ability to get on top of the range carry, then they just have that many more options for when the range carry tries to escape. Let's check out the clip to see it in action. Alright, container zone. A lot of tight corners. Let's see what happens.
The RP has been super fun, so.
Kitsu comes around the corner, doesn't even see me. She is immediately in melee range. She has no chance to poke me down before the fight starts. There's really... I mean, I'm so sorry, Sam. There's nothing you can do there. That is terrain diff in the epitome of it.
In and out like the
Clip 2 in the Arena Ruins.
Alright, tight quarters is good for us.
Very first thing I say, tight quarters is good for us. We are a Froggy and a Skinny. There's tons of Annas and Chucks running around, which... Look at that. Anna comes right around the corner. She says, oh, and an open field has so much room to space Q space around, but in tight quarters like this, these options are just so much more limited, you know? So then I hit her with the ult. In desperation, she tries to ult back. It doesn't matter. I see an Anna, I kill an Anna. I'm a simple man. Chuck dies here too. Wallaby plays that great. He spaces out the Chuck autos because his auto goes farther. Anyway, other stuff. Arena Ruins, very pog for assassins. Alright, kind of a sub point, but adjusted gameplay is very important. We should always be using our brains. So obviously, in Battle Royales, getting loot and loot RNG is a huge factor, so we need to be adjusting our playstyle according to the items that we get. So when you get used to a character, you're going to figure out what items are optimal for you to build. But we also need to consider what items are optimal for somebody else to build, and then you put those 2 and 2 together, and that's going to kind of give you that calculation to say, who can I fight at this moment? Who do I need to avoid right now? So for example, obviously when I'm playing Froggy, I love to have things like damage, lifesteal, and attack speed, and then I can fight a broad range of people. But, for example, if I only had like health, cooldown reduction, or some weird amalgamation of those things, I'm going to avoid characters like Skinny, for example, who is my guess going to have lifesteal and attack speed, and they are going to beat the shit out of me in a 1v1. Alright, let's check out the clip. Now, I don't have bad items here. I have 2 lifesteals, one of them's legendary, and then I have a green snap cap. So I'm like, in my mind, I can probably Mambo number 5 against a few people, but let's see what happens. I space out for a second to make sure I get a good ult off. Both of the Skinnies get deleted, alright? So immediately it's a 1v1 versus the Frog, and I'm like, I can probably do this. We can probably just trade autos and I'll come out clean. A little bit of BM, always necessary.
He's got some attack speed.
He's got some attack speed.
I actually don't win
I don't win this. I'm talking as I go through it, but like within those 1 to 2 seconds of fighting, you need to be understanding like, do I win this in extended auto trade or not? And then either you keep digging or you get the accordingly. We'll see what happens in this clip in section number 5. You guys can see the file names on these. Don't react, predict. Wait for number 5 for that. But that's the item diff right there. Map awareness, so important. I swear, probably a third of my game is looking at the mini-map, having the tab screen pulled up, saying where are the reses right now, where's the circle closing in on, where am I expecting other people to be. So not only does that help us sniff out our kills, those juicy, juicy kills, it also gives us an extra level of awareness to hopefully avoid being third-partied. And then additionally, more awareness, what do you hear right now? So audio cues are huge in these games. I'm not only talking about like skinny stealths, but also what do you hear other people farming bots nearby? Do you hear the auto attacks going off? Do you hear the abilities? The Kitsu ult being screamed from halfway across the map and you still get hit by it somehow? Anyway, make sure you're listening to. Alright, here's the clip. Me and my boy Wallaby came over here because we just now saw the res station go out. Again, I'm staring at the minimap pretty much all the time. I know this went out a few seconds ago. I can smell you. What? And then I'm like, oh wait, also an airdrop right here. If I just res and I have no items, I'm probably going to go to the airdrop. Makes sense. Not only that, but if you hear back from step number 1, I say TV no cooldowns. I hear him send out his clones and he's using his abilities. He's extremely vulnerable right now.
Oh my god, there's been a murder.
And they quickly die. This one's funny because I love Kiddo, but listen closely. You hear that? That's a Froggy's auto attack, so I already know it's a Froggy. I know there's 3 loot boxes right here, so it's a probably Froggy farming off the loot boxes. So, me being Kiddo, you get roasted frog. Awareness, sound cues, lots of information, lots of kills. And finally, my friends, one of my favorites, victory is through the eyes of the opponent. I love that quote. It's not enough to say, okay, what do I need to do to win here? You have to be thinking, what is the enemy trying to do so that they can win? Your win con against their win con. All right, I know someone's thinking, well, you just got to get their health to 0 first. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the combination of everything we talked about previously. How are they going to use their kits to the most value? What terrain are we fighting in? What items do they probably have? All of those things create their win con, and all those things for you create your win con. How can we use that to our advantage? I frame that as a question, but I'm going to tell you how you do it, all right? You crunch up all those numbers, you run your calculations, and you predict how the enemy is going to act. Your prediction is going to be way faster than simply reacting to it, and you're going to find yourself getting way more kills, and you're just about going to feel clairvoyant sometimes. Let's check out the clips. All right, guys, here's a clip from earlier. I told you I was going to show you how it plays out. This guy has an item diff on us. I cannot trade autos. I need to buy out time for my cooldowns to come back up because that's the only way I'm going to win. We take the bounce pad over. Now, I'm expecting him either to follow me immediately, in which case I'm going to ult right on top of where he's landing so he has no time to react, or he's going to give me a heal here. Either way, I'm feeling okay.
I want him to come over so I could ult him.
Alright, so he comes back over. Now we're kind of back into a 1v1. He did not take time to heal, so I have a little bit of health gap on him. That's good. But what are we expecting? What are we predicting Froggy to do here? He's not going to space at us. That would be silly. He's not going to E at us because it's out of range. It's a Froggy trying to engage in a fight. You know he's thirsty for me. He's probably going to lead with a Q.
As soon as he landed.
Instantaneous.
Bro, do you not know who I am?
And of course, I'm excited about that. But if you see how quickly we react to that, I was pretty much already ulting as his tongue was flying at me because I know that's what he's going to do. If you start predicting instead of just reacting, you're going to be way faster.
As soon as he landed.
Boom. Alright, this one's fun. I know Skinny's nearby. I hear him stealth. I'm just cleaning up the box to kill time. But what's any silly little Skinny going to do? They're going to stealth at you and they're going to try to out of you. It's easy. Watch this. Yoink.
Ooh.
I know he's going to try to follow up with an ult because I created distance when he needs to re-engage on top of me, so I throw out the Q expecting it to come. I caught a little bit the tail end of it, and we just throw in the space afterwards. I'm dead. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my stream. I always kind of talk through my thought process, how I'm approaching different fights and stuff, if you want to see these things in real time. Or if you got questions, leave them in the comments below, or hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, I will see you all in the Bapbap. Cheers.